the consideration that we must also view independence as a disappointment of federation, and that independence wasn't the original project, and that the project was the West Indies Federation that was supposed to become independent. And there was an independence conference at Lancaster House in April of 1961, out of which came that whole movement with Bustamante and Manley, etc., and the referendum in Jamaica in September of 61, which led to the Jamaican electorate voting 54% in favor of secession from the Federation. So there was a mad rush to go to independence. Independence for Trinidad and Tobago was not the original project. And I think we need to consider that. And we also need to consider that the University of the West Indies was part of the federal project. And that in that wider context of things, what we are dealing with is a disappointment of federation. I mean, our own national anthem was supposed to be the anthem of the Federation of the West Indies, ended up becoming ours. Side by side, we stand islands in the Blue Caribbean Sea. So that I think that in looking at that whole psychology of it, a lot of what has been said, I just wanted to raise that issue. And the other thing I also wanted to raise is the clear reverence for British institutions. I mean, Williams himself, in his own public speaking, talking about the British Constitution suitably modified is good enough for Great Britain, is good enough for us. And that was his approach, so that it squares with what Patrick Watson was talking about, that Butler's desire to become, in many ways, have his children go to Cambridge and so on. So, and this tremendous affection for British institutions and honours and so on. And then the reality that the contradictions even of the CCJ, where the former president and the current president are members of Her Majesty's Privy Council, and the current president is, a knighthood. And there's a great fascination with knighthoods in the Caribbean. The knighthood is the gold standard, virtually, of Caribbean honours. People aspire to it, and it won't be let go. So that there is a tremendous contradiction in the psychology that we want to talk independence, because a lot of the argument for the CCJ is let us complete the cycle of our independence, but the knighthood and the membership of Her Majesty's Privy Council, the Right Honourable, these things are ingrained in the psyche. I mean, even Antigua and Barbuda got its own system of knighthoods, and Sir Vivian Richards was knighted, and there was a big ceremony with the Governor General, Sir Alan Stanford going to the other side of the equation. But the reality is that the knighthood and this emulation of British honours, it still exists. And this university, founded on a royal charter, its third royal charter in 1972. So that we have to understand the extent to which that whole psychology of British honours and the British system is so ingrained in us that we talk a lot about independence and we talk about all of these things, but it's really not part of what the reality is. And I just wanted to share that and raise the issue of independence for Trinidad and Tobago being a disappointment of the Federation.